10 years from now, you won't remember the answer to question 14. You won't remember your rank, but you will remember the sound the clock made. Nobody tells you the truth about the biggest exam of your life. The real one isn't graded on paper. It's quieter, and it starts months earlier. Right now, it's 2:14 in the morning. You are 17. There are 200 days until the exam that decides which door opens and which closes. Your textbook is open to a page you've read 4 times and understood 0. Your mother left a plate on your desk an hour ago and went to bed without a word. You haven't touched it. And you're staring at a crack in your ceiling you've started to memorize. This is level 1. You don't feel afraid yet. That's exactly how it starts. Level 1. The Optimist. 200 days out. You make a plan. God, the plan is beautiful. Color-coded, hour by hour, running from today to the morning of the exam. 6 hours a day, 20 to spare. On paper, you've already passed, and you feel something warm and certain in your chest. Here's what the plan has no box for. The days you're too tired to open the book. The afternoon you tell your best friend, "No, I have to study," then stare at a wall for 2 hours anyway. The plate tonight is full. Cut fruit arranged the way she always arranges it. You eat all of it without noticing. You won't always be able to. A plan is a promise you make to a person who doesn't exist yet. You're about to find out how much they weigh. Level 2. The Comparison. 160 days out. 40 days in, you meet the number that will haunt you. It isn't yours. It's someone else's. The topper finished the syllabus once already. She's on her second pass. You hear it in the corridor. Go home. Recalculate. You were behind before you knew there was a race. Now every book you open has a second book beside it in your head, the one where everyone else is doing better. You scroll past people your age announcing their hours. You did 5 today, and 4 were bad. What you don't know yet. The topper keeps a folded plastic bag in her pencil case, in case her stomach turns on exam morning. Everyone on that leaderboard is carrying something they don't post. You're comparing your inside to their outside, and you'll lose that every time. You give up the thing you didn't know you were giving up, the belief that you are enough as you are. From here on, enough is a line that keeps moving away from you. The plate tonight is half eaten. She notices. She says nothing. Level 3. The Body. 110 days out. You thought fear happened in the mind. It doesn't. It happens in the body first, and the mind runs to catch up. It's 3 a.m., and you're awake, and you didn't choose to be. Your heart is going too fast. There's a tightness in your chest, like a belt 1 notch too small. Your hands are cold. Your body is certain something is about to attack you, and there's nothing in the room but a desk, a plate, and a boy who has to answer 40 questions in 90 days. You've slept 3 hours. You'll study on 3. You'll tell no one. Your jaw aches from clenching. Food has stopped having taste, and the plate she leaves now sits going soft and brown, and that small waste of her quiet love makes you feel something you don't have a word for. Your body isn't broken. It's doing something ancient and exactly correct for the wrong reason. You'll understand what at the top of these stairs. Not yet. Anxiety is not the opposite of preparation. It's the interest your mind charges you for caring this much. Level 4. The Avoidance. 60 days out. Here's the cruelest turn. It gets so heavy that you start running from the one thing that would make it lighter. You open the book, and your hand reaches for the phone before your eyes reach the first line. Not because you're lazy, because the book has become the place where the fear lives, and the phone is the only room the fear can't follow. For 7 minutes. Then it does. You lose an hour, an afternoon, and tomorrow's page is more frightening to open, so you avoid it harder. You didn't get worse at studying. You got better at being afraid of it. You quit the one thing that used to empty your head, because how dare you enjoy anything this far behind? Now there's no exit, just a boy who feels guilty resting and guilty not resting. The plan above your desk has become an accusation. You take it down. The mind can rehearse a failure so many times, it forgets the failure hasn't actually happened yet. And here's what makes it heavier. You carry the not knowing alone. The doubt blocking the whole chapter feels too small to text a friend and too stupid to raise in class. So it just sits there at 2 a.m., growing, with no one awake to ask. But somewhere out there, a student your age stopped sitting in that dark. They found Tuition Guru Cool, a quiet place to ask anything, any subject, any hour, no judgment. A patient voice that explains it slowly, in plain words, at exactly their pace, until the fog finally lifts. It's sitting in the description below this video, awake on the nights when no one else is. Tonight she doesn't leave a plate. She leaves a glass of warm milk, sits on the edge of your bed and says, "You know it's just an exam, right?" And you snap at her, and she goes, and you hate yourself in a brand new way. Level 5, the blank, 12 days out. You sit a full mock test to prove you're ready. You are not ready for what happens. You read question 1. You know this. You've studied it 11 times. And your mind goes white. Not empty, white like snow. A roaring nothing where the answer should be. Your heart slams. The clock is suddenly the loudest object in the universe. You can't make your hand move. You score lower than you did 4 months ago. You knew more and scored less. That's the horror of this level. The fear got big enough to stand between you and what you actually know. The knowledge is in there. The fear is holding the door. You walk home certain of one thing, and it's a lie. But at 2 a.m., it wears the face of truth. I'm going to fail, and everyone will finally see what I always suspected I was. You were never scared of the exam. You were scared of what it would say about you. Those aren't the same fear, and telling them apart is the beginning of everything. 12 days, 5 hours of sleep, one plate untouched going cold in the blue light of the desk lamp. Level 6, the hall, 0 days out. The night before, you don't sleep. You watch the ceiling crack you memorized 200 days ago and wait for a morning you're dreading like an execution. The exam hall is silent in a way that has weight. Rows of desks, a wall clock. You sit, and your whole body is the 3 a.m. body now. Except this time it's real. This time there's actually something in the room. They say begin. And here, at the top of the stairs, the thing your body has been doing for 200 nights finally makes sense. The racing heart, the cold hands, the tunnel vision, the certainty of attack. This is the exact response a body makes when a predator is in front of it. Fight or flight. Blood and adrenaline. To run from a lion or fight one. Your body has been treating a piece of paper like a lion. For 200 days, it has been trying, with everything it has, to save your life from a stack of questions. It was never malfunctioning. It was loving you clumsily, the only way it knew how. And the second you understand that, the roar drops half a step. Not gone, quieter. Enough. You pick up the pen. Your hand shakes. You write question 1 anyway. Fear is just excitement that forgot how to breathe. So you breathe, and you begin. Level 7, the reframe. Here's the part they built the whole machine to hide from you. The ranking is real. The doors it opens and closes are real. The pressure was never imaginary. But the machine will convince every student who walks through it that the number on a sheet is the same thing as their worth. That's the lie. That's the only lie in this whole story. The exam is allowed to measure what you know for 3 hours on a Tuesday. It was never allowed to measure who you are, how far you've come, how much you can carry, or what you'll become across the 50 years it never gets to see. Nobody built it to. The fear was your ancient brain mistaking a test for a threat to your survival. Once you know that, you can do what you never could while fighting it, thank it, and set it down. Sit the exam scared and do it anyway. Because courage was never the absence of the racing heart. It was picking up the shaking pen and the fog you were so terrified of, the not knowing you carried alone at 2 a.m. That was always liftable too. You were never stupid. You were just awake in the dark with a question and no one to ask. The night you let one patient voice show you the first step, the chapter that looked like a wall turned back into a door. That's the quiet secret of tuition guru Cool, and of every good teacher who ever lived. They don't hand you the answer. They stand beside you until the wall stops looking like a wall. Asking for that was never weakness. It was the bravest thing you could have done in level 1. You go home, wrung out, and it isn't a triumph. But there's a plate on your desk, cut fruit, arranged the way she always arranges it, and for the first time in 100 days, you eat it slowly and taste it. And you go find her and say the thing you should have said in level 4. Somewhere tonight, a 17-year-old opens a fresh notebook and makes a beautiful color-coded plan and feels that warm, certain thing in their chest and has no idea what's coming. The cycle doesn't stop. The exam comes for everyone. But you can leave them the one thing nobody left you, the word for it. That the fear isn't a flaw in you. It's proof of how much you care. Wearing a costume that scared you half to death. The exam measures 3 hours. You are the other 50 years.